Okay, so in the last file that we had was where we merged the outlets, so I'm opening that. And I hope you're saving your work as you go. I shouldn't have to remind you all the time. Saving your work is important. I'm a Control S freak. I'm always saving, always saving. And it's just because of all the projects that have gone wrong by not saving. And you could always rely on the auto back feature, but if even the auto back feature doesn't always give you the exact point you stopped at or max crashed or whatever. And I will hit Control S every single time before I hit chamfer. So just know that. So okay, let's go to File, Merge, and merge the thermostat. And I hope you're saving them. All right, I'm at the thermostat now. Open. Select the thermostat group and bring it in. I'm going to use the merged material. Now we're going to end up having to slap the texture back on it later with a V-Ray material, but that's no problem. It's just we don't have to put the UV map on it again. We just redo the texture. But I'm going to use merged material in this case just to, just so we can see it. And because I'm not very bright, I didn't pre-measure it. But that's okay. I'm going to what do you call it? Just eyeball it because with everything else in the scene, I can pretty much have a good idea of the proportions that it's supposed to be. And plus, I'm looking at it on the wall, so that always helps. Not too big, not too little, about like that, about the size of, a little bit bigger than the outlets. Like that. I'm going to zoom in on it and go ahead and put it into the wall. Zoom in on it and make sure that it's not just sticking in the wall, it's out a little bit, like that. It's actually a little closer to the hallway door here and not that high up, probably about right there. And there we go, there's our thermostat. Okay, so with that pretty much concludes all of the actual modeling to get this whole thing prepared and ready for individual modeling. I'm actually going to come over here really quick and take these vertices and bring them into the cabinet here, because that's the way it actually is. And really that's a little bit too high with the chair rail selected. I'm going to bring it down a little bit and to about right there. Okay, good. And with that concludes this tutorial. Don't start lighting it yet. I know you're going to be tempted to throw some glass material in the windows and throw a sunlight in and put the floor and the ceiling in and start rendering what the inside's looking like, but don't do that yet because you are skipping ahead of the game, and we can't do that. That's how we have a lot of unfinished projects. I mean, I know, especially. But with a project like this, you have to stick to a game plan, and there's lots of phases in a plan. There's the actual planning, there's the modeling, the texturing, the lighting, and then maybe animation, and then rendering. So there's a lot of different steps, and if you skip steps, you are more likely to just totally trash your project. It's best to stick to the game plan of this. And what we're going to do is model everything first, and then we might do a couple of lighting tests just to see that how the volume's working out, and make sure no light's coming through the ceiling or the floor, and make sure everything's good. And then we'll work on texturing. But don't just start skipping around until you're actually done with all the modeling first. Once the modeling's over, sure, texturing can be a butt sometimes, but you're almost done. And that's the cool thing about it. So right now, I don't know if I'm going to do a vid next where we're doing the blinds. I might save that towards the end because I'm kind of ready to get into individual rooms and start modeling out the props for it. So either you'll see a vid next with blinds or you won't. So I couldn't tell you, but I hope that you're learning something. I hope that everything's going good for you, and I hope it's looking better than what I'm doing even. And in the next vid, I hope that we're going to have just as much fun. Okay, I can stop now. But yeah, let's go on and start modeling the inside of this, get it ready to go, and so we can start working on, maybe the kitchen next or something like that. It's going to be a surprise. I can't wait.